Okay, so first of all, we're going to just look at full exchange with an additional collection. Okay, so you can see here we've got a Michael Vandermeer travelling from Amsterdam to Singapore, then connecting onto a flight to Sydney and returning. So as we mentioned before, display T, and that brings up your ticket lines. Now, to start the process for your reissue, what you need to do is WFR, the ticket number. So just bear with me 1 second. Across the Lorraine, you want to confirm to the system which PQ it is that you're changing. So PQ1 for this example. And then cross the Lorraine, and at the end, you need to add A for airline and then the 2-letter code of the airline that they are flying with. So for this one, Singapore. And this is the first stage of the reissue process. So what you can see here is just the information of the passenger. You can see the ticket number. Here is just confirming the the segments that you are hoping to change. So by doing that, what you want to be doing is here at the end in the code, you can tab through these options, by the way, X in each of them, just to confirm that you will be changing these segments.
So just the ones you're changing? Just
the ones you're changing, yeah. So for example, if you're doing a partial exchange and they've already flown the outbound, the system will pre-populate an F in that section to show as flown, so you won't need to worry about that. And I don't believe you guys will be doing refunds, so you won't have to worry about it too much, but let's say you ever come across the scenario that you are, in this section, you would just put an R instead of an X. So you can see the information here. You have the price of the original ticket. You have a breakdown of the taxes. And then here you have your next option, or if you want to come out of the mask completely, you can put an X in quit. Multi-docs you won't need to worry about. Okay, so as you can see here, X for coupon is to be exchanged, R for coupon is to be refunded, and the F, the system will pre-populate for you if it's already flown. Okay, so then it will take you onto the next screen. So based on your input of the previous screen, Sabre automatically selects the next screen to display. This is the exchange summary screen, which compares the fare, tax and total amounts on the old ticket to the amounts on the new ticket and lets you add a change fee. Okay, so the exchange column shows the EUR base fare and tax amount for the original ticket. The new amount column lists the base fare and tax amount for the new itinerary. As we expected, the new fare is more expensive. And the reissue column shows the price difference. The new fare is 434 euros more than the original fare. However, on this example, the tax remains the same. These fields are used to enter change fee and penalty fees. So you can see where is it? So change fee amount here, you can actually enter in the airline change fees there, and what it will do is it will automatically add that in the next page. Okay, so the tax comparison field is used to display an optional screen showing a detailed tax breakdown. When an X is placed in this field, the next screen to display will be the tax comparison summary screen. Taxes did not change on this example, so we won't be putting anything in there. Okay, so then the third screen is the ticketing instruction screen, and it's the last screen on the process. So we do only have the 3 pages. Here you'll enter the final ticketing information. The exact fields that appear will vary depending on the type of exchange on your, and your location. On the job, you may not see all of the fields which are described in this lesson. So again, at the top, you can just see the total amount that would be taken for the additional collection. You can see here the commissions. So I know for this example, we'll be putting 0 commission in both of these. The new ticket full com amount field is used to enter the commission amount. The field is mandatory and a 0 is entered when there is no commission. Okay, so if you have a waiver code, so let's say the airline's cancelled a flight and you've got the permission to just go ahead and change it with their waiver code, you can enter that code here at this stage. If you've been given a tour code for the booking, you have the tour code option as well. And also the baggage allowance, you can enter that information here as well. Okay, so also same again, if you have an agent's endorsements override, you can add that entrance into there. The next section is just your payment section. So again, with you guys collecting it as EMDs, it may be slightly different, but however, for this example, they're using a credit card. We will get the credit card information and add that into here with the expiry date as well. Also, you have manual and a manual approval entry there too. Now, the last part is very important. So with ticket, if you were to put an X in ticket, that is telling the system that you want to do the reissue straight away. So then it would confirm that for you. If you wanted to just retain the quote to get your booking quality checked and you wanted to confirm it at a later stage, you would put an X in retain. So very much like how we were storing a PQ earlier, what this is doing is it's storing a PQR. So it's basically your price quote reissue for a reissue.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you can see, I've just entered in the credit card information. So you will require the 2-letter credit card code at the beginning. And the expiry date, you can just put the month and then the year. You don't need any slashes. And for this example, we've also added a manual approval as well. Okay, so this next page is basically just telling us that it has been complete. So it says mask processing complete, and then it says mask terminated. So that's just confirming that you have completed the reissue and it's taken you out of the reissue process. And you can also see that the status is okay on the left-hand side, and then you can see the total amount that has been taken for the additional collection. Okay, so the next thing that we'll be looking at is the accounting information. So that is display PAC. So this is after you've done your reissue. And you can see here that it's providing the accounting data. So it is showing the old ticket number, and it is also showing you the new ticket number as well. Okay, so the next one, just as we discussed earlier, if you do display PQS, what you'll see is, so you can see the original PQ, and now you can see the PQR is in there as well. And that's basically just giving us the amount, including the additional collection. Okay, so if we wanted to go specifically into that PQR, it's display PQR and then the number that we want to go in. So this one is number 2. And then again, very much like the display PQ that we looked at earlier, it just provides all of the information in there, including the additional collection. So again, here you've got all of your segments with the new information, so just double check to ensure everything is correct. So for this one again, you can see the cross Lorraine in the bottom right hand corner, which means there's more information. So again, move down, and then it's just telling you the final steps of information. So it's showing such information as the change fee, the commission amount, the validating carrier, and the form of payment. So again, yeah, this is what I was saying. So here, this is where I would usually just do display T, and then you can see that there's now 2 separate ticket numbers in there. So to access it, again, display, WETR, display, and then the ticket number, and that takes you right into the ticket. So what we can see here is that the status has now been changed to exchanged. Okay, and now we're going to go into the brand new ticket, so WETR display 3, and you can see the new flights are in there and the status is showing as open. Okay, now what I mentioned earlier about the end and retrieve option and how sometimes you may get simultaneous, the alternate option that you have is you can just do your received field, so 6 and then your initials, and then you can just do an E. And what that'll do is it will save the booking and it will take you out of the booking, and that will limit the chances of simultaneous changes. So if I wanted to re-access that PNR and I just wanted to type it in as it is, you can do display CXXOLR, for example, and that'll just take you straight back in.